Jacksonville's Morning News. And if you're going to be shutting it down for the rest of this week after you get through today, you can still stay connected to what's happening in your community. If you're listening to WOKV, ask Alexa, tell Google Home to play WOKV if you're making pies tonight or getting some of the vegetables chopped up and ready to go for tomorrow. And we'll be here tomorrow first thing with weather and traffic every 6 minutes. Let you know just how toasty warm it's going to be. 8:55 for today's top story now. Here's Tina Gondek and Jeremy Ratliff.
Outrage, the CDC issuing guidance urging Americans not to travel for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning that holiday travel may worsen already surging coronavirus case numbers in the U.S. The CDC says people who are considering traveling for Thanksgiving should consider some questions before making the decision. Its website lists several points, including whether you, someone in your household, or someone you'd be visiting are at increased risk of getting sick with COVID-19, as well as taking into consideration case numbers and hospitalizations in your community and your destination.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers reporting this morning. WOKV News Time 8:55.
We update weather and traffic every 6 minutes. CBS 47, Fox 30 Action News Jack's chief meteorologist Mike Burrish with the WOKV First Alert forecast.
A 9 on the WOKV weather meter. Becoming partly sunny today. Rather warm. Afternoon temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80. A little bit cooler at the beaches. Partly cloudy and mild tonight near 60. And your Thanksgiving Day will be unseasonably warm and a little bit humid. Partly sunny. An isolated brief shower will be possible, especially with the Florida-Georgia border as temperatures reach the low 80s. And Friday partly sunny. Isolated shower. And again, your record temperatures in the lower 80s. For the First Look forecast, I'm Action News Jack's chief meteorologist Mike Burrish. 4.5.
Now it's a nice, dry, sunny start to the day. We're going to gradually climb from where we bottomed out, which was about 60 or 59 up there. We're up to 64 now. 72 at Jacksonville's severe weather station.
Now, Safe Touch Security First Alert traffic.
Cars in large part on the West Beltway southbound. You're moving freely on your drive into Mandarin right now. Getting from Landing over the Buckman Bridge and I-95 will take you just 10 minutes. This report is brought by Miracle Windows. Do you believe in miracles? Well, listen here, well, because Miracle Windows is pricing a $25,000 home window makeover to a Jacksonville homeowner. Text the word miracle to 484848 now for your chance to win from Miracle Windows. With Jacksonville's most frequent traffic, I'm Brian Reich.
Jacksonville's only all-news morning show continues, and we're going to be here tomorrow updating all the day's top stories and breaking news that happens to develop, weather and traffic every 6 minutes. So even if you're going to be somewhat unplugged, we do encourage you to tune in and have a listen to Jacksonville's only all-news morning show. If you're going to be unplugged, happy Thanksgiving from all of us. Start 104.5 WOKV. It's 8:57.
As we go into the Thanksgiving weekend, Democrat rulers across the country are issuing decrees in Nevada. Governor Sisselman to announce a ban on private gatherings. He declared his Nevada subjects cannot have more than 10 people in their homes. They should consider themselves lucky. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is not as generous. He has instructed his subjects that for the next month, they aren't allowed to socialize with anybody outside their household. In New York, the Emperor Cuomo is furious because some subjects are disobeying his orders. A number of local sheriffs say they will not enforce his lockdown mandates. Cuomo says they don't have a right to pick and choose which laws to follow, even though Democrats do that all the time. In California, people have taken to the streets to protest Governor Newsom's latest lockdown edicts, the ones his upscale friends and family violate whenever they feel like it. Orange County sheriffs and others in law enforcement say they will not enforce his 10 p.m. curfew. Restaurant owners who survived the initial lockdowns are petrified they won't last through this one. But businesses and the economy don't matter to these Democrats, folks. Neither your religious liberties, freedom of association, or any of our other rights as American citizens.